All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Stacks SIG sprint planning for the 0.3 release. We're basically going to be going through some of the epics from the roadmap and figuring out the highest priority things to be working on, as well as kind of going over what everybody's currently working on. So with that in mind, Marcus, do you want to just walk us through these two issues that you're
Sure.
you just wrapped up?
Well, yeah, there's still some feedback on it. So there's still some open questions about how. I'll summarize it better. Jared and I were just discussing some of the questions I raised in the PR, and so the remaining question is, what responsibilities do we want to leave to some sort of stack tool, some sort of stack publishing tool, or the extension manager? Either some processes will have to be run at runtime by all the end users, or the build will be handled one time by the developer. It comes down to how we store the metadata for the UI and the graphics, and where we store that, and more importantly, probably why we're storing it. Who's the consumer of this information, and what are their expectations? So we're going to reach out to Stephen, Michael, Luke, with those sort of questions and concerns to figure out what the answers to that are. This question kind of affects both of those open documents. One is about, or those open issues. One of them is about the format and layout of the extension itself, and the other specifically about the UI YAML idea. But okay. Otherwise, these two PRs have gone through, all the sort of comment feedback loops. So it would seem that they were ready, except that I'm raising this last question to find out what the answer is. And then I feel like this really will help to inform one of the issues that we're going to bring up in a moment. 609.
Awesome. Okay.
And then depending on that, like the final design we land on there, Marcus, it sounds like there would be some implementation to potentially capture either new issues, or they're probably new issues, like if these are design focused.
Yeah, how exactly we consume that metadata once we've decided what we're going to store as metadata.
Yeah, like if we need to do the processing in the stack manager, then we should have an issue to track that, to add that in there to process icons or whatever and to put them on CRDs. Or if it's going to be on the client side stacks tool, that we should open an issue to track that work as well.
Yeah.
Cool. But we'll figure that out when we land on that.
The epic, how Phil was so good with memorizing epic and issue numbers. This epic is my area code, so I've got it.
Awesome.
So you added the enhancement label, not the feature label. Was that on purpose, or do we need to?
Thanks for the catch. A little bit of a pair get issue refining.
Yeah, like when you type feature, it puts that one first because it's alphabetical, but because it has feature in the description of it. So it's like, oh, that's what you're talking about.
I see. Okay. Yeah, we should probably tweak that. Wow. Still
I noticed that earlier today when I ran into that like 4 times.
Yeah, we all need to think about tweaking that. But that's good to know. Thanks for the catch. Okie doke. So that's basically it for kind of in progress, and the sprint backlog is open. So we basically have a list of prioritized epics over here, and then that also is lined up with the draft PR for the 0.3 milestone. So if we're looking at the first one here, we got 609. I can just walk through that real quick.
Yeah, 580 should definitely, the design doc should definitely be in the sprint.
Cool. Yeah, let me just do this real quick, and then, oops, there we go. Um,
It's in progress too. You can go ahead and throw it all the way in the in progress column.
awesome. And then we got, let's see, Stack Manager. So
And then,
507 and 540.
yeah, 507, 544 we already had in the in review column.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Awesome. Good to go. All right.
And then I went ahead and opened 663 here too for the implementation of this stuff and added that as a proper feature.
663.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Great. Okay. And then should we bring that into the backlog?
The sprint backlog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd reckon so. Like we need to get started. We need to get started on this, and by the end of the sprint, I would hope that we at least get started on it. So yeah.
Great. Is there anything else for 609?
Nope, that's all 4 features are in the sprint right now.
Good to go. Awesome.
That Marcus guy's got his work cut out for him.
So, okay.
There's some parent issues to some of these things that I don't know if we want to necessarily include them in here. That they're mostly just issues that these issues resolve.
Like which ones, Marcus?
Yeah.
Initial one pager for Stack UI metadata was 605. Is that?
That's a different issue. What's that issue?
Yeah, and we may have some duplication here too.
Possibly. Let's see if we can clean that up real quick.
605 and number 7.
605 a pull request?
I'm sorry. 605 is yes, he's the pull. Right. Are we only tracking?
Yeah, only issues only.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because if you do pull requests also, you get this duplication that confuses me.
Yeah, the other one I was thinking of is in the wrong repo, so it's unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right. So next issue in the roadmap, Phil?
Yeah. So then we've got moving the infrastructure stacks out into separate repos.
Yeah, and so we covered this in the services sprint planning as well. But I think maybe on this board, we want to track 651
Mm-hmm.
and have that in on this board. Yep, that one there.
Cool.
Cool.
And so this is that part of like a predecessor to that one, or is that part of the Cube Builder 2 stuff?
I think that's closed now, actually. I think that was one of the ones I went through and closed.
Okay.
Or maybe not. But that one's part of put that in progress as well. Because we're tackling that right now.
Sweet. Okay, anything else for 612?
No.
Okay, cool. So 615 is all services, I believe.
Yes, the next
as well.
Yeah, those ones are all the services, but this one here.
Okay, so the first one of this is 641.
Yeah, I reckon we need to open up features for the rest of these, but I think that might get informed by 641, and Suskins can speak to that. But 641 should definitely be in progress, and let's go on that one. Or sorry, in the sprint backlog. It should be in the sprint.
Okay.
641. Yep, put that in the sprint backlog. Okay. And then the WordPress one too. We want that one is a higher priority as well.
Yep.
So let's see what features are associated with that. 638, 639. Yeah, sprint backlog. 639. Sprint backlog. Probably 640 also, I bet.
Yeah. So I'd probably put these a little higher.
Yeah, I think that we want to get that that published so that it can be consumed by anybody who wants to use stacks.
Okay. Easily consuming sample stack. So 640 example stack to be well documented. Okay. So kind of get the example stack done and then CLI.
Yep. That looks pretty good to me.
Okay. So are we feeling like this is loaded at the right amount between all of the items in the sprint backlog and?
I think so, yeah. I definitely think so, that this is probably maybe a little heavy, but I think we have the right priorities of things we need to start tackling immediately.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we're probably at a wrap then for the sprint planning. Any other comments or suggestions?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, rock and roll. Well, thanks for coming, and catch y'all online. See ya.
Thank you, Phil.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.